Shabbat Shalom, my dear friends. This Shabbat is a very special Shabbat. It is the Shabbat before the 10th day of the month of Shevat. Now, in the month of Shevat, on the 10th day in 1950, the previous Rebbe, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak of Lubavitch, passed away. The Rebbe officially accepted leadership of Chabad Lubavitch 1 year later on 1951. Now, the previous Rebbe left a written discourse that was to be printed, and on the day of his passing, then 3 days later, and then in another part. There's 4 parts which make up 20 chapters, and the Rebbe of blessed memory would dedicate every single year for another chapter. So in the year 1951, he gave a discourse built on the first chapter. 1952 on the second chapter. When he got to 1970, he started over. If you follow the mathematics, this year is dedicated to the 12th chapter. The Rebbe delivered a mimer on this chapter in 1962 and in 1982. I want to just share with you a practical message of this discourse. So yes, the sermon's taking a bit longer because it is a special Shabbat where we all focus on the teaching of the Rebbe and the legacy of the Rebbe. So the Rebbe talks about the infinite light, which is the power that we have to connect with, and with that connection, we can transform this world from a jungle to a garden, from evil to mundane to holy. Now, with that being said, this infinite light is described as the light that goes up, up to no end, below, below to no finish. So based on the teaching, it's a long teaching, I just want to share one practical point. The Talmud says an interesting statement. It says, if not for the Holy One, blessed be He, helping us, we would never be able to win over any temptation of the evil inclination. Now the question is why? Why would our soul be weaker than the evil inclination? Now the answer is that our soul, part of it descends below into the finite physical body, and part of us encompasses part of the soul encompasses us from above. Now, the soul that descends into the body is called Na'ar Katan, a small child. The soul which encompasses from above is called Eitan, which means strength. Hence, the sages teach us that when the Talmud says that if God would not help us, what it means is that the evil inclination is called the old king. Now, the old king is more powerful than the young child, but not more powerful than Eitan Ha'azrachi, than the might, the essence of the soul. Now, the job is to connect the soul within us to the essence of our soul. Practically speaking, what does that mean? That means that when we live our conscious day-to-day life, our driving modus operandum is compromise. We always have to compromise between our secular life and our Jewish life, our business life and our religious obligations. We're always thinking it's all about compromise. You know, be good to God and be good to man and be good to yourself. And that includes embracing secular pursuits and secular dictums. However, there's a piece of us that knows no compromise. It simply is a piece of God. It sees no need to compromise, because to the piece of God within us, everything is God and God is everything. Secular is holy and holy is holy. It's all just different avenues in how to connect with God. Now, what this teaching is telling us is that we have the power through prayer and through Torah study to connect the above essence with the below. Now here is the interesting part. The true actuality and actualization of the soul is not in heaven. Only down here, when the soul has the power to be the driving force of a righteous life, an honest life, a life of integrity, truth, service, selflessness, that's when the soul really gets to see itself. Hence, it's all about the soul up there connecting with the soul down here. And with this, I conclude in understanding who a Rebbe is. A Rebbe is one who looks us in the eye as we are compromising and sees that we have within us the essence of our soul. He sees that within each and every one of us, in the little things we are doing, we are connecting the essence of our soul with the way we live our life. And here is an interesting story I just heard. Someone wrote to the Rebbe of blessed memory, saying that I was in one of the Chabad houses and I see over there a man who wasn't praying, didn't even open his prayer book, was just playing around, reading stuff on his phone, doing stuff, not connecting at all. What a shanda, what a disgrace. Here's the Rebbe's reply. You shared with me what you saw. I want to share with you what I see. I see a man who's not religious, who's not ready to do any prayer. He's not interested in doing prayer. But he hears that 9 men who are religious need his presence so that they can have a minyan and say the Kaddish. And he says, that I can do for you. That's what I see. So my friends, if it's one thing we can do as we connect with the Rebbe's day of leadership and the Rebbe's legacy, it is to always see within each and every person the ultimate goodness. And in every little thing he does, that's the essence of his being, even though he struggles doing everything else. God bless you. Shabbat Shalom.